Hey everyone, this is Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how mycotoxins can cause leaky gut. I personally dealt with it myself. I've seen many of my clients have leaky gut, all because mycotoxins in their home. You know, it's not always about bacteria and fungus and parasites that cause the leaky gut. So before I go into the explanation, let me first say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. This is based on my personal experience, my daughters, my clients, etc. So let me get back to the good stuff here. So mycotoxins, what are mycotoxins? Mycotoxins are the toxins that mold produces, and these toxins can cause a whole array of issues, okay? They go into the gut and they'll disrupt the gut barrier, they'll disrupt the immune system, they'll start to cause all kind of havoc, they'll make the bad bacteria flourish, the good bacteria, they'll start to suppress them. And most importantly, what they do is they impair the ability to break down proteins, okay? And this is a big, big deal because the complex foods like dairy, nuts, seeds, eggs, gluten, even meat, you know, these are all have complex protein structures, or they're complex proteins. So it's difficult for the body to break down already. But when you have mycotoxins in there, then you have a compromised gut, but you also have a compromised enzyme production and compromised digestive capability because of it. And when that happens, you eat these foods and they don't get broken down all the way. These eggs, these dairy, the nut seeds, gluten, eggs, all this thing, you know. And what happens when they don't break down is they end up then leaking into the blood, little pieces of that particle, that protein structure from that food. And then what happens is the immune system activates and you start to have this inflammatory process that develops where you start to consume foods that you know don't even realize you're intolerant to, and you keep consuming them and consuming them. And this is what happens. This is how leaky gut is formed when you have mycotoxin issues. It severely impairs the bacterial balance. It severely impairs pancreatic enzyme production, fat breakdown, protein breakdown, etc. And it really just slows down the whole body and makes your immune system overreactive to everything. So it's just the perfect storm. I saw this in my daughter, for example, when we were still living in a moldy house. There was her percent out of 100 on her gut report was 25%. It was just a wreck. By the time we had got out of the house and we did stuff with prebiotics and colostrum and other supplements and things like that, got out of the house within a period of, let's say, 9 months out of the house, and her gut score is up to 90%, and this was over the difference between a year and a half, maybe. And this was not possible when we were living in the mold. It just wasn't possible to get her gut back to normal. I tried everything. She wasn't tolerating the things I was giving her. The supplements, she was even reacting to those. She had the most extreme version of mold hypersensitivity and mast cell activation that I've seen. She was just a little child. She was 5-6 years old. It was really difficult to go through, but thank God we're through it now. And I just want to point out that mycotoxins, if you have leaky gut, you have SIBO, you have chronic gut issues, you cannot rule out mycotoxins, especially if you've tried everything and nothing seems to be knocking this infection out. That is the most important part to realize when you have these issues, is that there could be other things. It's either typically what we're consuming, what we're inhaling, or what we're thinking, the stress in our lives that flares up these symptoms or causes these symptoms. So learn more on my page. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I have an article on this that goes into extreme detail about all the ways it does affect leaky gut and provides some studies, etc. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys again soon.